Hey, what is up, guys? I'm here to give you your Monday Night Raw review. No, I didn't watch the pre-show on the Backstage Pass because the pre-show I missed. Um, I didn't really feel like watching it. I just wanted to watch Raw straight. And the Backstage Pass, I got really tired, so I just fell asleep. So I'm not gonna review it this week. I'll review it. I'll do it next week. I promise. Um, Starts out with I don't really have my phone, so I'm not really gonna be going in any particular order. I'm just gonna go with what I remember. Starts with Daniel Bryan coming out, and I couldn't find this part on the show, so I watched it off my dad's girlfriend's phone, and she didn't have the whole thing. So it starts out. He just comes out and gloats about how he's the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Probably talked about his sacrifices. And Triple H comes out and says he's going to put an end to the Yes Movement because he's going to face Daniel Bryan tonight and beat him for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I thought this was fine. And I'm just gonna and I'll cover that later on. I'm gonna cover that last. And then Triple H and Batista and Randy Orton are backstage, and Triple H, they're upset that Triple H inserted himself into the main event when Randy Orton had a rematch clause and Batista won the Royal Rumble. And they get put into. I don't really know how they got into this match. I didn't see this either, but I knew it happened. And they get put into a WWE Tag Team Championship match against Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, which I'll cover right now. So we got the Usos defending the Tag Team Championships against Randy Orton and Batista. Batista and Randy Orton just kind of dominating the whole time. Eventually, they just fight. They destroy the Usos on the outside, so both teams get counted out. And Randy Orton does this drop down DDT off the apron to one of them, and Batista bombs the other Uso onto the steel steps. So that was that. And then Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out and brag about beating the streak. Talk about how Brock Lesnar was the only one to go to the UFC and come back and win the UFC championship. The only one to beat the streak. Stuff like that. So I thought this was good gloating. So it looks like Lesnar's going to be taken off TV now because there's really nothing that they have for him to do right now. I thought someone was gonna come out like Sting or something, but I guess not. Um, and then we get Ultimate Warrior comes out and he talks about how he was honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame and he's honored to be back in the WWE. This was like the first time in 20 years he made an appearance on Raw, so that was sick. And he kind of put on his mask and kind of played the Ultimate Warrior gimmick, which was a very good moment. And Alexander Rusev finally made his debut. He squashed Zack Ryder. He had a move for what he called, but he got him into it was called the Camel Clutch. That's what he put him in. He had a different name for it, but he makes Zack Ryder tap to the Camel Clutch, and Lyanna is like his kind of like mastermind. So when she tells him to stop doing a move, he stops. I thought that was fine. Crowd was very hot. They tried to outdo the crowd from last year, but that really didn't work. We got Rey Mysterio versus Bad News Barrett. He finally had a match. He hasn't had a match in a while. And at first he gets on the mic, he's like, "I'm afraid I got some bad news." And you think he was gonna say, "I'm not wrestling tonight." I thought he was gonna say that, but Rey Mysterio ends up attacking him before that happens. One move I like that Rey Mysterio added to his arsenal is now he would like launch himself off the top rope when his opponent's down on the ground and do a splash on him. I know I've talked about this before, but I really like that move. I think it's a very well done move. And then eventually, Mysterio hits the 619 on Barrett, and then he goes to jump to hit him with the splash, but Barrett counters it and bull hammers him while he's on the turnbuckle and gets the victory. I knew Bad News Barrett was going to win because it was his return match. Santino Morello and Emma defeated Fandango and Summer Rae. Emma got it in the Emma lock. I didn't really care about this. It was kind of like a step backwards. Rob Van Dam returned, which was sick. I'm actually glad to see him back in the WWE. So really cool to see RVD back. And he beat Damian Sandow. They really don't give a crap about Damian Sandow, so. And then AJ Lee comes out and kind of brags about how she beat 13 Divas last night. And Paige, who's the NXT champion, comes out and says, just congratulates AJ. And AJ Lee's not accepting this. She just slaps her and says, "I don't want to accept your congratulations." She challenges her to a Divas championship match, and Paige is like, "I'm not ready for this." And then she has the match, and AJ Lee kind of just dominates her Paige, gets her in the Black Widow, but Paige counters it into the Paige Turner, and we get a new Divas champion. I thought this was sick. Paige is now the Divas champion. This was awesome. I'm assuming now in NXT she's gonna drop the NXT championship and so she can move up to the Divas championship. So I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen now. So I thought that was cool, awesome. Um, the Divas actually got a This Is Awesome chance, which doesn't happen often. But there's a lot of NXT guys coming to WWE now. I think Bo Dallas is now going to come to WWE, and so is Adam Rose, which is a big party animal. I think I've talked about him before. But there's a lot of NXT superstars coming to the WWE now, to the main roster. So I think that's sick. And then the Wyatt family fought, which is Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan, fought John Cena, Sheamus, and Big E, the Intercontinental Champion. Very good match. Very good tag team match. Eventually, Harper clothesline Cena. No, Rowan clothesline Cena. Harper dives on Sheamus, and Bray Wyatt hits the Sister Abigail on Big E and gets the victory. And John Cena's all like scared and shocked now, which kind of doesn't make sense because he did beat him last night. So you would think he have like the confidence now to go in there and face him. So that's why I think he kind of should have lost at WrestleMania. But we found out that last night too that the Shield and the Wyatt family had a match. I'm gonna watch that. And Daniel Bryan, they filmed Daniel Bryan's journey to WrestleMania journey, which I will also watch and review. Try to think and see if there's anything else. Cesaro. Hulk Hogan presents Cesaro the Andre the Giant trophy. He actually says that the no memorable moment was unlike the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Hulk Hogan, fuck off. I don't mean to say this, but that's not fucking true because the streak ending was the moment of the night. But Cesaro comes out and Zeb Coulter, before he says anything, he comes up with Zeb Coulter and he talks about how he brought in Cesaro, made him a real American, so he's a Zeb Coulter guy. So I was like, I'm not a Zeb Coulter guy anymore. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. So then Paul Heyman comes out and calls Cesaro the King of Swin and says that he's now his client, which was awesome. And then eventually, Cesaro, I forget what happened, but Swagger ambushed Cesaro from behind and broke his Andre the Giant trophy, which I thought was sick. So then that led to a match between Cesaro and Swagger, with Cesaro with Paul Heyman inside and Swagger with Zeb Coulter inside. They were having a decent match, but Swagger ends up getting counted out, walks out of the match, and then Cesaro stands up and holds the trophy. So I think Cesaro's going to be playing the face, like the tweener role, because he is with Heyman, who is a heel. I wonder if Heyman kind of will play a tweener, but when Heyman, maybe he'll be a face when Cesaro's around, when Cesaro's in the mix. But then when Brock Lesnar's in the mix, he'll be a heel. I really don't know what's gonna go on with that, but yeah. And then we found out on SmackDown too that it's gonna be Big Show versus Cesaro. That's gonna be an awesome match. Now we're gonna get on to the main event. Daniel Bryan defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Triple H. Big Show, no. Stephanie McMahon wanted Kane and the Shield, which is Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns, to get along for this night, just so they can have Triple H win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So Daniel Bryan's in the win, and he's doing his yes chant. He's getting pumped, and then Batista and Randy Orton come out. They beat up Bryan, and Orton hits the RKO, and Batista hits the Batista bomb, and then Kane comes out and holds them back and just choke slams Daniel Bryan. And Triple H comes out thinking this is going to be easy pickings. He's going to finish him off, but then the Shield come out and they get on the apron. And Kane, Batista, and Randy Orton all get on the apron, and they want to fight each other. But Triple H is like, not tonight. You guys aren't going to war tonight. You guys aren't gonna settle this into. You guys aren't gonna put this into a war. And then Roman Reigns spears Triple H. All the Shield members fight off Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton, and Kane. And then Daniel Bryan hits the flying knee on Triple H. And that was the end of the show. I thought this was a really good Raw. Not really a lot to talk about, but I thought the stuff that did happen was good. We finally got Bad News Barrett wrestling. Alexander Rusev. I did like the 6-man tag, so I thought this was a really good show. I was really into the show. And it was cool to see Ultimate Warrior on the show. He's going to probably start appearing more on Raw's now, so that's gonna be cool. Hulk Hogan, well, it's like a lot. It's like the new face now, cause like a bunch of superstars from NXT are coming, like Adam Rose, Bo Dallas. So I wonder what. So I can't wait to see stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for my Raw review, guys. Subscribe to all the stuff down below, and peace out.